What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV. It's finished 1-0 to Bournemouth here. First defeat under Thomas Frank in the Premier League. Not good enough today. No, not from the first whistle. Not at all. Like, too passive, no creativity, slow, lethargic. I mean, there was nothing about that performance to enjoy today, was there?
Absolutely nothing. The only small little glimmer of hope that I can see is when Bergvall came on, he did change the game and we actually started to ping balls around the place and we looked a bit more threatening. But I just think personally the formation wasn't the right formation to go against Bournemouth. I think the changes came too late in the game as well to have an impact.
Should have happened at half time. Changes come after 50 minutes. There should be enough time to break them down.
I know, you're right, Ben, but I think the problem is that we were so poor in that first half, not even having a shot, that you need to show the team that wasn't good enough. You need to make a half-time sub. I felt like he had to make a half-time sub there.
Yeah, I get that, but even with the players that started on the pitch today, I mean, you expect more. Like, first half, there was no shots from Spurs whatsoever. Off target, on target, nothing. Second half, we pushed the issue a bit more in the final 10 minutes, but still, I don't think we ever looked like scoring today.
No, we didn't look like scoring. We didn't really look like scoring. I mean, we had a couple of chances in the last 10 minutes there when we were all over them, but it just wasn't good enough from A to Z, from the start. We didn't create anything for Richie. We couldn't get our passing game going. Tons of mistakes. Everything we did well up at City last weekend, we didn't do here today. And I just feel bad for all the home fans that came out here and saw that, because that was poor.
In terms of individuals today, I mean, I thought Pedro Porro was completely well off the mark today. Well off it. I don't know what was going on from him today. I think there was a couple of foul throws in there. Defensively, everything was coming down his side, particularly in the first half. I mean, what was going on with him today? Like, completely off it.
Yep, completely off it, and I think a few of the others were as well. Johnson didn't have his greatest game. He couldn't really get into it too much. Richie, I mean, God bless him, he tried, but again,
the thing is with Richie, in the first two games we've been hitting it into him, hitting long balls into him, he's been making it stick. And today it was just bouncing off him again. It was kind of a Richie performance from last season, and unfortunately, I don't think there was one player that started the game that comes out with any sort of credit.
Only Spence, really. Spence went from and that for me was the change.
Maybe Mickey as well. Mickey van der Ven.
Mickey did all right as well, but for me, Spence, when he went over to that right hand side and Udogie came on, we looked better. As soon as Porro came off the pitch, that's when we started to improve. And I love Porro. It's just, it was an off day for him today. He just wasn't at the races. And if you're not at the races, it's up to the manager to take care of that. And I'm looking at Frank for this one. I know it might sound a bit harsh, but I just think he got the team selection wrong and tactically a little bit wrong as well today.
Yeah, I mean, we were singing Bergvall's praises when he came on, weren't we? And I think he's definitely the one that tried to quicken things up, tried to press the issue. He definitely was our best player today, for sure, definitely. But still, like, we didn't do anything to break him down. We had a few half chances, a few snapshots, but like I said before, I don't think we ever looked like scoring. But what is it about Spurs and playing before the international break? We can never buy a win before an international break. Every time an international break comes around, we lose. And there was all this good feeling going into the game. Obviously, won our first two games. Xavi Simons gets introduced to the fans today out on there on that pitch. And then, you know, there was a really nice buzz and we just couldn't repeat that on the pitch. Like, the players just didn't live up to it.
100%. And I just hope they take this time to gather themselves and really come back, because we've got Champions League as soon as we get back. We've got some huge games in the Prem. We've got Doncaster in the League Cup. You know, it doesn't stop. So, you know, if you're not at the races, you shouldn't be in that starting 11. I want to see players that are ready to go from the first whistle and on it, not what I saw today.
Yeah, I think it's a bit like too early to start, you know, questioning things and all this kind of stuff. It's Frank Spurs' loss as Tottenham manager.
It is, but it shouldn't have come this early, Ben. It shouldn't have come this early. I would have been okay if it came against a Liverpool, Chelsea, or, you know, someone like that.
We got up to Man City last week and win and play them off the park, and then we come down here and lose the Bournemouth. It's just like a classic Tottenham. Like, how many times have you seen that? Spurs go up to City, get an amazing result, and then the next week you go and beat a team that you really should be beating.
We saw it last season as well. Same thing, even under Ange. So it's something that we need to just get out of our game. We cannot keep doing this. It's not conducive with winning things in the long run.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
These are the games you need to win.
Absolutely spot on. But you know what? A few days left of the window. Spurs got to get signings in. If that's any sort of evidence, Spurs need to get signings in, because I know Xavi Simons is still to come into this side, but there's a clear lack of creativity. And not only in this game, I've seen it in the Man City game, and I've seen it in the Burnley game as well. I know we've won 3-0 and we won 2-0, but you've seen that clear lack of creativity.
100%. So, you know, we've got a couple of days left. I hope we are going to do something. For me, Lookman's the guy. I'll bring him in. I think he could make a great addition to the squad. Let's not get too down on ourselves with this loss. You know, we've got to pick ourselves up, dust ourselves off. Hopefully all the players come through unscathed from the international break and we regroup and go again in a couple of weeks.
What I want to say on Bournemouth though, I think they played the game down to a T, man. I thought they were brilliant. Semenyo should have been sent off. Let's have a word on Simon Hooper now.
Can we not, brother?
He is. I've seen him in ref 2 games this season already, and every single game I'm being like, what is this guy doing? I've seen it for myself in first hand, right in front of my eyes. This guy is the most shocking ref in the Premier League. Semenyo should have been sent off. He could have been sent off 2 times over.
Yeah.
I saw so many wrong calls today from Simon Hooper. Like, what is he watching? I don't understand how a man that is paid to referee a game gets so much wrong in the space of 90 minutes.
Honestly, Ben, I think maybe the game's too quick for him and he doesn't see things because a player will dive and he'll call it as a free kick because he's not really sure. Was it a foul or was it a dive? And if he doesn't know, he just gives a foul. It was one of the worst refereeing performances I've ever seen. Semenyo goes off as he should have for the second yellow. You know, we are right back in that game and probably coming away with 3 points. I don't know how he referees at the top. I don't know how they do their reviews after the game, the PGMOL or whatever it is.
PGMOL.
A PGM. I don't know what they're doing, but if they are looking at his performance today, 8 out of every 10 decisions wrong.
Yeah.
You know,
that's what it felt like.
That's what it felt like.
But look, let's be real. Like, we can't use that as an excuse.
No, it's not an excuse. It's not an excuse.
We weren't good enough today.
So we've been here before. We've been here before with refs and things like that. But we were not good enough today. Bournemouth really, I think 1-0 flatters us. To be honest,
100%.
They could have had 2-3
at half
in
time.
the
It could have
first
been
half.
3-4. Yeah.
Easy. So yeah, not good enough, Tottenham. We need to regroup. We need to get ourselves together and pull our socks up and get ready for the Champions League.
Yeah, absolutely. 2 weeks to mull over this. It's always the worst losing just before an international break because then we got to sit there with no Tottenham for 2 weeks mulling over this kind of performance. But I guess, look, we just got to hope that we get these players in before the end of the window because this squad needs help, in my opinion. 1 or 2 more signings before the end of the window. And I think we've had a brilliant window. But as of now, I'm calling it about 6 or 7 out of 10, I would say. I think the quality's been good, but it's just not been enough.
I'll go with 8.
Eight?
If we do get a striker/winger in, I think it goes up to a 9.
Well, that's us over and out from the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Absolutely gutting to lose this one. But look, the reality is we weren't good enough. Bournemouth were by far the better team today.
Deserving winners.
Yeah, 100%. And like you said, the 1-0 scoreline absolutely flattered us. But we'll see you next time, guys. Like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, come and watch the